A teacher was arrested and charged with inappropriate boundary crossing after giving a shivering student a winter coat. When the judge heard the school district's reasoning, her response went viral.
Your Honor, it was 10 degrees outside and the student was waiting for the bus without a jacket. I couldn't watch him freeze, so I bought him a coat. It was a basic act of care for a child in need.
School policy strictly prohibits teachers from giving personal gifts to students, Your Honor. It creates a liability and violates professional boundary protocols. We have zero tolerance for such actions to ensure institutional safety and neutrality.
You're calling a winter coat a liability while a child is literally freezing? That's not a policy violation. It's a failure of your own school support system. This teacher did what any decent human being would do.
A kindergarten teacher was fired for abandoning her classroom after sprinting outside to stop a student from running into traffic. When the judge heard the district's reasoning, her response went viral.
Your Honor, I saw a 5-year-old slip out the side door and head straight for the main road. Cars were doing 40 miles per hour. I didn't think, I just ran. I grabbed him right before he stepped off the curb. I left my class alone for maybe 2 minutes to save his life.
Your Honor, District Safety Protocol Section 8.1 strictly prohibits teachers from leaving students unattended for any reason. By vacating her post, she exposed 20 other students to potential harm and liability. We have security guards for perimeter breaches. Her duty was to the classroom.
Fired a teacher for running into traffic to stop a 5-year-old from being flattened by a car. You wanted her to call security while a child died. That isn't abandonment. That is heroism. This termination is an embarrassment. Reinstated with full back pay.
A teacher was sued for theft after confiscating a vaping device from a 12-year-old student. When the judge heard the parent's argument, his response went viral.
Your Honor, I caught the student using a vape in the hallway. It's illegal and strictly against school rules. I took it to protect the student and his classmates.
The device cost $150, Your Honor. She stole my son's private property without a warrant. We want the device returned immediately and the teacher fired for her actions.
You want me to order a school to return an illegal nicotine product to a child? This isn't theft. It's a teacher doing her job while you fail at yours. These charges are ridiculous and the lawsuit is a waste of this court's time. Case dismissed. Don't let me see you here again.
A middle school teacher was sued for theft after confiscating a student's high-powered laser pointer. When the judge heard why she took it, his reaction went viral.
The student was shining a green military-grade laser directly into another student's eyes during class. The girl was crying and couldn't see. I confiscated it immediately to prevent permanent retinal damage. I refused to give it back because it's a dangerous weapon, not a toy.
Your Honor, that device is personal property valued at $50. The teacher has no legal right to permanently deprive my son of his belongings. She should have returned it at the end of the day. Keeping it constitutes theft of private property under state law.
You are suing a teacher for stealing a device that was actively blinding a child? She prevented a medical emergency. Your son committed assault. She committed a safety intervention. You're lucky she didn't call the police. Case dismissed.
A teacher was sued for battery after applying sunscreen to a student during a sweltering field day. When the judge heard the mother's argument, his response went viral.
We were outside for 4 hours in 90-degree sun. His skin was turning bright red and blistering. He was crying in pain. I put standard hypoallergenic sunscreen on his arms and face to stop the burn. I couldn't just watch him fry.
Your Honor, she touched my son without written consent and applied an unapproved chemical substance to his skin. What if he had an allergy? Schools are strictly prohibited from administering non-prescription topicals without a doctor's note.
You are suing her for preventing second-degree burns on your child? You sent him to field day with no protection and now you're mad she saved your skin? This isn't battery, it's basic child care. It's dismissed.